All right, guys. Sorry for the late delay. I had to do some family stuff, and I wasn't able to do live yesterday for night two of WrestleMania. But we're gonna start off by saying that absolutely kicked the absolute shit out of WrestleMania Night One. Wasn't even close. Also in saying that WWE had 105,000 people there over 2 days. So yeah, WWE is definitely dead. Yeah. Um. Ironically, I was not planning on wearing the shirt, but I am wearing the shirt, and this shirt means a lot to me because I watched every single WrestleMania. This is the one I remember the most, and it went in for iconic moment for WrestleMania. If you don't know, this is where Hogan slammed Andre and changed wrestling forever. Thank you to both those people as wrestlers. Hogan, thank you for what you did. As a human, you know what I feel about you. That being said, guys, let's get into night number one. And the game changed forever yesterday, didn't it? Um, WrestleMania Night 2 kicked off with two big men slapping man meat. Absolutely incredible match. Only went less than 5 minutes. It did everything it was supposed to. There's points where Brock actually got the better of Obafemi. What I'm talking about is Obafemi versus Brock Lesnar. He actually took Oba to Suplex City. Fucking insane to watch Brock Lesnar suplex Oba a few times. Um, Oba did everything perfectly, even including his no sell. Like if the way Bubba broke it down, like how he took the F5 and he knew he was a little bit hurt. So he stumbled, fell back down, got to one knee, and Brock was still celebrating the whole time, thinking it got him down. Then he got up a little bit slower and a little bit slower until he finally stood. Brock turned around, massive choke slam, one fall from grace, and Oba Femi is now the best new next big thing in WWE. The first time I laid eyes on Oba Femi was NXT, and I just texted my buddies, I'm like, "You've got to check this dude out." I had not heard a reaction to somebody like Oba since Brock before, somebody like Brock Lesnar since Oba Femi. Just the hype around this dude and the thing that he's only been in the game for 3 years and he absolutely gets it. He's absolutely murdering it. And WWE is the right call there. And well, Paul Heyman booked that match and it was booked absolutely brilliantly. Pretty much Brock took a beating, Oba took a few shots, Brock took a bit of a beating, Oba took a few shots, fall from grace. Um Oba is the man who's dethroned Brock, and here's the thing people don't realize. People think it was just an act, but no, that was Brock's last and it's hard for me to say because I'm a Brock Lesnar guy. The stuff he said on the outside is neither here nor there because nobody's proved he's actually done anything. They just want to talk shit about him. Um, Brock changed wrestling. Before Brock Lesnar, there was nothing like Brock Lesnar. I still remember the day that guy debuted over 25 years ago, and he just came right through the ring and destroyed everyone in that hardcore match. He was Paul Heyman. They were synonymous together with that point on, and ironically, he's the guy that ended the streak. And I think it was WrestleMania 36. I can't remember the actual one. And then he gets his crown taken from him, and I don't think it's fake solely because I don't think Brock can cry and command that Brock was bawling and even waved his hands with the accent that it's over, I'm done, I can't do it. He went in the crowd, he said thank you to the fans. No, Brock, thank you. Um, there's so many iconic Brock Lesnar moments. The guy is a NCAA champion. He's never lost in the NCAA. He went to the NFL. He's an MMA champion. The only thing that beat him in MMA was diverticulitis because he couldn't fight anymore, take body shots. He came into wrestling and he changed it because there's nothing like Brock Lesnar in wrestling. He went to NWA, he went to NWJPW, and NWJP, sorry, NJWP, sorry, New Japan Pro Wrestling, can speak. He won their most prestigious crown very easily, held that for a while, came back to WWE, absolutely dominated. He's the one person that John Cena's actually allowed him to just kick the shit out of him repeatedly over and over again. I don't think John Cena's actually ever beat Brock Lesnar. Um, it just for me as a wrestling fan, it is you saw my post on both Facebook and on Instagram. Thank you, Brock. Thank you for 25 years. What a ride. It was enjoyable. You were gonna be missed. If there is one more match, I kind of hope there isn't. Everyone thinks you're gonna wrestle in Minnesota, but I think Brock's the guy once he's done. Like Cena, he's done. Cena, like also, quick side note, I want to thank John Cena for completely committing to the bit of being an actual retired wrestler and a host. He didn't wear the jorts, he didn't wear the hat, he didn't thank you to Stu, he didn't say let's go to work. He just walked to the ring slowly, he didn't run like usually, he didn't slay it in. And man, oh man, did he do a good job of hosting WrestleMania. I think that might have been the best host I've seen in a while. Um, but yeah, like I said, 4 minutes, 50 seconds. It's going to be the most memorable 4 minutes and 50 seconds. People talk about WrestleMania for a long, long time. All the family just got completely made. And if you guys saw when he was leaving the ring, he at the stage, Brock Lesnar slowly getting up, almost waiting for him to get up, and he went like this, put a hat on, put it back off, and tipped it to him saying thank you. So Brock, for those people that talk shit about you, I'm gonna say thank you very much. You're gonna be missed, my man. Following that, we had an absolutely incredible ladder match. Like I told JP, that was gonna steal the entire weekend, and outside of the two main events, it's still the fucking weekend. That's all I'm saying. I can't do any justice to because I'm not going to recap it like I'd like to. But it was Penta, Javon Evans, Dragon Lee, JD McDonough, Rusev, and Rey Mysterio. Half the match, Rusev just spent time building ladder bitches, which is hilarious. I don't know if he's actually hurt, but he sold the leg injury in that match. JD McDonough did a crazy, excuse me, guys, Spanish fly with, I believe it was Dragon Lee up the ropes. Rey Mysterio hit a 619 on JD McDonough. JD McDonough threw a ladder. JD McDonough ate a crazy Penta driver from one ladder to another one with assistance from Penta, and Rey Mysterio did a crazy pop-up senton or Hurricane Rod onto Rusev through a ladder, and Rey actually smashed his face off the ladder as it happened. A lot of crazy spots in this match. A lot of people just chanting, "Please don't die." It goes about 16 minutes. If you have 16 minutes out of your day to watch anything on WrestleMania, please watch this. Absolutely incredible. Of course, Penta retained. I thought it would be JD McDonough who'd won. It would have been cool, or even Dragon Lee, but Penta retains. Whew. Excuse me, guys. It's been a long day, like I said. Following that, we had Trick Williams as Little Yachty versus Sami Zayn. Um, it was an okay match. I'm just gonna say, leave it at that. I'm not, like I said, I'm not the biggest Trick Williams fan. I figured we could have done a switch here and turned Trick face and Sammy heel. We kind of really didn't, even though Trick keeps getting the receptions he gets. Trick is still very heel. He had Little Yachty come out and help him a little bit. Little Yachty even dropped Sami Zayn's throat across the ropes at one point. There was both people kicking out of each other's finishing moves. Sami Zayn hit the least devastating move in all of professional wrestling, the Blue Thunder Bomb. It goes about 7 minutes. I don't think it's a SmackDown match to me, guys. Trick Williams wins with the trick knee. He's now the United States champion, but I don't think it might have been the right decision. I think we could have let Sammy win by cheating. Had Trick Williams chase him, say, "Hey, you keep ducking me, you did this," and we have a few more matches, and Trick finally wins. That's my opinion. You guys, let me know what want to know, but I think it was wrong. Following that, we had a very cool match, and I texted my buddies after right before it happened. I'm like, when did this become a street fight? Nobody knew, but we had Finn Balor and Dominic Mysterio, who's the king of WrestleMania entrances. The Demon Finn Balor, so I forgot to mention that. And I was one of those people that was against Finn Balor bringing out the Demon, but it was brilliant to use the Demon in this match alone. Um, Dominic took most of this match, dominating Finn. A lot of cool spots by Dominic, just wearing Finn out with ladders, chairs, put him through a table. Just looked like the Demon was dead because he wasn't moving at one point. Then all of a sudden, the Demon just rolls and no-sells everything. And Dom legitimately played it off like a petrified little heel. There's a sick spot where Finn Balor hits a shotgun drop kick with the chair around Dominic's neck, and the way Dominic just threw himself into the turnbuckle and the chair went flying. That was pretty much it for Dom. He then ate a coup de grace through a table. Demon Finn Balor wins, and I guess that's the end of that feud, hopefully. Oh, sorry, I forgot to mention for Rusev Oba is going to get a gold plus to the moon and infinity. I know it's a weird rating, but I just did everything I was supposed to do. Ladder match is going to get a gold plus. The Sami Zayn Trick Williams match is going to get a silver. Just was there and did nothing for me. Dominic Finn is going to get Dominic and the Demon is going to get a gold. It was just there. It was a really good match, great story. Did everything it was supposed to do and was in the right spot at the right time. Following that, we had Rhea. This is a shorter card, not as many matches. We had, and the reason we found out that Liv and Stephanie only went 6 minutes, they're both injured, severely injured, so they wanted to make them be a little bit safer by having a lot of things in interference and run-ins. We also had the same thing in this match. WB didn't actually had more clean finishes in this match, I should say, than we did last and night one. Really good show, like I said, overall. As you can see, I'm kind of speeding through the review because there's not a lot to talk about as much compared to night one and the bullshit that happened there and the shittiness of it overall. Arguably the worst WrestleMania, one of the worst WrestleManias I've ever experienced was night one. It just wasn't like I could go on about night one still, but this is all about night two and how brilliance of night two. Every single thing about night two was brilliant. Every single thing. even Trick and Sammy, and I'm not the biggest fan of Trick and Sammy, but the way they did it was great. Um, Rhea and Jade was next, and Jade took part of this match, like big chunks of this match where Rhea was getting dominated, fighting from underneath. There's a point they both had really, really cool gear. I'll say that, but nothing's on top of Alexa and Naya and Lash were wearing. But these two girls had their working shoes on to make the story believable because the story in general was not a good story. Um, Entertaining match. We had run-ins by both Mia Yim, because I refused to call her Michin, and BFAB, who I just found out is actually Javon Evans' cousin. Um, and then Io came out and almost had a wardrobe malfunction, but saved the day. Her and Rhea had an embrace in the ring. Rhea actually had a really, really cool escape to Jaded, hit the Riptide, and Rhea is now the SmackDown champion. I did not think it was going to go that way. But if you guys now think about that, every single woman who had a belt on that night lost on those 2 nights, lost their belts, or every single new champion in the women except for the United States Championship are now women's have new champions all across the board. I believe Julia's going to lose that belt on Friday. Um, and then we had a match which I don't know if I was looking forward to, but it was absolutely. Oh yes, by the way, 10 minutes for that match, and it's going to get a gold. This thing's going to gold plus as well. I'm not going to do much justice by doing a lot of talking about it. But Roman Reigns and CM Punk told the absolute beautiful, beautiful, beautiful masterpiece of a story. Entrances were incredible. CM Punk came out to his AFI theme song like he did with AEW, so all the big matches, I guess he's going to bring this out. CM Punk played the story of being old and getting tired at certain points. Roman Reigns proved he could do it without his family. These two guys threw their heaviest shots at each other. The story was absolutely brilliant. The talking they were doing to each other, the respect they showed for each other after the match, just brilliance personified. And you kind of had to know in a way that their one guy was not walking away. It was time for a bit of a change. It got WWE likes to change certain things at certain times. I think they failed to pull the trigger on night one. They did not fail to pull the trigger on night two. Um, just brilliant, brilliant. Both main events were absolutely brilliant. There's nothing to say bad about either main event. Night one was saved by the main event, in my personal opinion. The only redeemable thing about night one. It's been 3 days, and I still can't think about. Stop thinking about how bad night one of WrestleMania was. Night two just opened its asshole, and I guess that's a way of saying it. Took a dump all over night one. Just brilliance personified, and it was because Paul Heyman was allowed to book more of the matches. There's just a certain je ne sais quoi about night two compared to night one, and Roman and like I said, the Roman and Punk match was the icing on the top of a beautiful story and a beautiful night that just seemed everything gelled together. Night two of the working shoes on, and in the end, we have a new men's heavyweight champion. Roman Reigns is once again having the belt. But here's the catch: he has actually said he's going to be around now. He's not a part timer anymore. He'll be defending that belt more frequently, and I believe we're going to go to SummerSlam. There's a bit of a tease that we're going to have Roman Reigns versus Oba. I don't think we should do that right away. And if we do, I think Oba should absolutely decimate Roman Reigns. He needs to collect more scalps as possible. He just took the biggest one he could get. Why not get the next biggest one and take that belt? But I think Oba is not ready for the belt yet. Soon enough, he will be. Like I said, CM Punk Roman Reigns. Caps off to you guys. Hat off to you guys. Absolutely brilliantly well done. Brilliant main event. Absolutely brilliant. Night two. If you have 4 hours, wait night two. If you have 40 minutes, go watch the main event night one. Other than that, there isn't anything worth watching on night one, in my personal opinion. It just wasn't. It was bad. And I don't like to ever shit on wrestling in general or WWE especially, but night one was just not what it had to be. All right, on that note, guys, I'm gonna head out because it's been a long day. I just wanted to jump on here and do a review of night two, which I thought was absolutely fucking brilliant. Probably one of the best WrestleManias I've seen in general. Just everything about it worked. And one more time before I leave, thank you, Brock. Thank you for the memories. Thank you for being the most petrifying human being I've ever seen. And I've met you once before. You're one of the nicest people I've met as well. But just the way you played that character and the way it came across and the intimidation factor of it, just absolutely brilliant. Um, there'll never be